All right, so this video goes out today to Byron, who asked for a how to play Dicker Max. And I have two videos I'm going to show. The first is going to be an average battle. The second is going to be a what I consider a little bit above average battle. But both of them kind of show the typical what happens during a Dicker Max engagement and how to play it. Now, one of the things about the Dicker Max that is going to help you as a tank destroyer is that it's got this really good gun depression, and you don't see it here, but the gun can point almost straight down, so you can get up against a rock or a hill and expose a very little or small portion of the tank to fire. You don't really have to get too exposed when you're firing, and that helps a lot. As you can see there, I'm kind of moving the gun up and down there. See how low it gets? And that's a trait that is now, it's been, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of the new tank line, it's not really new anymore, but the German, the Nashorn, the PZ series of tank destroyers that go up to the RHM, those early tanks up, I think up to tier 7 or 8, share that same type of good gun depression where you can kind of spider up. Now here I'm not doing it. I'm hiding in a bush. This seems to be a good spot on this map. And so this is the other way you can play it, just like a normal tank destroyer. You're going to get, I'm using a camo net, and I am staying hidden and shooting from a distance. Now, good hit there. The Dicker Max has decent penetration. One of the downsides is it's very limited on ammo. As you can see, I'm already down to 24 rounds, so be careful what you're shooting and try to aim for weak spots if you can. Obviously, at this distance, that's going to be a little more difficult. And another thing to help you out, just so you don't get frustrated when you're playing this tank, it's very rare for the Dicker Max to have, missed both of those shots, to have a great battle. Usually you're going to get, 2 to 4 kills, and you're going to do a decent amount of damage, but you're never going to be a game changer because you don't have enough armor to really push the situation. So, and like here you can see I can't penetrate either the KV1 or the KV3 from the front, even though the indicator's showing I can. A lot of bouncing action at a distance, so that can get frustrating too. But here I'm just trying to keep these guys back and trying to help out our heavies, keep them at bay. And staying far enough back to stay hidden. That really is a key with this tank. You are not a tank. You are a dedicated tank destroyer. Here comes another target. He's a little softer. I'll take it. He'll run back. He won't stay out. Now the KV3's at an angle where I can hit his top armor because he's angled down like that. So, there you go. And this is where this gun really hurts. It loads pretty fast, does a lot of damage, obviously. But patience is key with this tank. You really don't want to be in the front. You're going to stay in the back, and you're going to kind of snipe. So that's really what this is for. It's not meant to be a frontline tank. It definitely has no armor, so you should never be pushing with this tank. You should always be behind other tanks. And in the best case situation, you'd be on a little hillock where you can, keep most of the tank hidden behind that hill and just poking the gun over to shoot and then backing down. But there's something to be said for sitting still, too, because now they're going to have a harder time spotting you because you're not moving at all except for the gun. Every time you fire, though, you get a good chance of being spotted. So, yeah, and I'm realizing I think I'm going to head back because those guys aren't moving in, and this was a wrong decision here, and this is why this turned from a good game into an average game. I decided I needed to go back and help with this heavy, but as I came around, as you can see, the heavy down here on G3 actually moved over the tracks into a position where I couldn't hit him. I was like, dang it. By the time I got there, he was already over the tracks. My fear was that he was going to move into cap and get behind us, but what that did is now there's only one gun in that spot firing, and I've moved, so I'm probably spotted. I don't think this crew has Sixth Sense yet, but maybe they do. We'll see. I know I do get spotted at some point, so I'm going to head back to where I was. Oops. Rule number 1. Now this time I get a little smarter here. I'm going to stay back on that ridge, see where this ridge is here. So now at least I'm a little bit down so that I can use that gun depression and keep most of my tank hidden. You know, another miss. It's getting costly here because I'm running out of rounds. Uh-oh, where did this guy come from? Well, I'm going to have to take advantage of this situation, but now I'm spotted. This is not good. Not good. Now, I should have backed down here. Yep, the KV-3 hit me, and I got to get back. But I'm tracked, and my motor is blown. So I fixed the track, not realizing, oh, my motor was blown. Yeah, and that's that. So with the Dicker Max, once you get spotted, the game is pretty much over. So be prepared for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results of this battle. But I would say this is an average battle for the Dicker Max. And I got to... Okay, so we ended up losing that match. I don't know how, because we had more tanks than them at the end when I left the game, but they failed. Yeah, thanks. But still, good credits earned. That's really not bad. 27,000 on a defeat, non-premium. If I had been premium, I would have made, well, 28,000. But I only took home 14, so that's because I used that repair kit. And if you look at the scoring, yeah, 1,800 damage. Even though I bounced a lot of shots, I also hit a lot of shots. I ended up doing the most damage and also getting the most experience on the team. And so you can see you don't have to push with this tank or be out in front to really, you know, utilize it in the way that it's supposed to be utilized. You can hang back and snipe. That's really what this tank is made for. Sadly, you know, I was the best on the team, and, you know, it shouldn't have been like that. But especially because we had these guys. We had 3 Pebcat guys on there, and they're usually pretty good players. They just didn't. They weren't able to turn the tide. And actually, at the end of the day, the other team only had 3 tanks left, but they just did. That KV-2 did monster damage, and so that's it. 16 shots fired. That had 6 misses. Not great. 7 penetrations. I got hit twice. I received 600 damage, which is what killed me. And I did spot 4 vehicles. I'm sorry, 0 vehicles. I damaged 4 vehicles. So anyway, let's go to the next battle. This is what I would consider. The next one's a little bit better battle. So here we go. All right, so we're joining a battle in progress here, but pretty early in. Unfortunately, this tank... It's a little bit harder when you're top tank in this tank. Obviously, you got to push a little bit because but you still have to be careful because you don't have any armor. So you have to push a little harder than you normally would, but you still can't be the first tank in line. So I'm going to use the gun depression here and kind of snipe and see what I can hit. I'm spotted already. That's no good. It's because I didn't come up behind those bushes. I'm seeing if anybody can actually shoot me. Yep, spotted again. So we're going to back up here and get somewhere a little bit safer. I will recommend to you, if you don't have Sixth Sense, what you do is train all your crew for these tank destroyers. You want to train all your crew for camo. And then once they reach 100% in camo, pay the silver, or at least if you have the gold to pay the gold, and transfer the commander from 100% camo to either 90%, you know, Sixth Sense, so it's not a long grind, or to 100% using gold. And that's usually what I do. I do 100. I use a little bit of gold, 200, I think, and I pay for the commander to switch from 100% camo to 100% Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense is just super important in a tank destroyer, any tank destroyer. You need to know when you're spotted because you have no armor, so you need to know that you need to get safe. So in that instance there, I was able to realize, hey, I've been spotted. I need to get out of here. Thankfully, nobody took any shots while I was sitting up there, but I decided to get behind this bush and use my camo now, so I won't get spotted at this point. So once again, with the Dicker Max, patience is key. You're just going to hang back, and you're not going to push. You want to be invisible pretty much and be a second-line gun. So this T1 Heavy. Oh, feed me. There's some free experience right there, and I'm not spotted yet because of my bush and my camo. And that's why you sit back and hang back, because those opportunities will present themselves in this tank. Now, unfortunately, we have several heavies who thought that they also were tank destroyers. So as you can see behind me, I have a heavy tank just sitting there. Not sure what he's doing, but I'm looking around to see if anybody else is going to pop out. Still trying not to break cover, which thankfully I haven't. And I decide, you know what, I probably need to get over here since this heavy, whatever, is, and obviously the 3000 series tanks are terrible heavies. They were good mediums, but they're not so good as heavies. But I realize, there's some stoppage that needs to happen here, and if I can get a couple shots off before these guys completely overrun us. Happy birthday. Oh, he's too fast, didn't reload in time. I could have killed him. But this next dude, let's see what's going on here. Oh, he knows I'm here. Oh, good night. That was the SU-100Y. And I think it's time to back up now, because that Hellcat's now flanked and killed that tank, so I have no cover. Now, this is funny what happens here. Watch what happens. Okay. The Hellcat, he's going to peek out, and he's going to hit me. And I'm going to miss. But I don't take the shot. Now, usually what happens in a situation like this, he's going to try to get me to fire. Because he knows as soon as I fire, it's going to be too long, and he's going to get to pull out, and he'll actually... I don't know if he can kill me because I have 303 health, but he's going to try to get me to fire. So watch what happens. Patience. Patience. Wait till he comes all the way out. He's going to disappear. And I'm backing up, letting these guys do their thing. Oh, he's out again. But he doesn't fire because he got scared. He didn't, that he could have taken advantage of that. But now I know what he's doing. He's going to try to get me to shoot, right? Now watch. That was the guy next to me. But he thinks it was me. Big mistake on his part. Goodbye. So always be patient with your shots, especially with the Dicker Max when you get in close combat like this, because you have a long reload time, and so you need to be patient and wait till you can actually get the shot. Try not to fire, unless you're in a very safe position, try not to fire extra shots because you only get one. And if you get hit, Now here's where our team just... What happens next makes me want to rage. Typical, but it still makes me angry. Hey, look, it's the World of Tanks player. Always go for the weaker kill, right? So I pull up. Here's the weak kill. I ice him. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking this is going to go great, man. I got another one coming up here. Shots ready. Got a good shot at his turret right there. Oh, nice damage. Nice damage. Things are going well. Things are going well. He misses. I'm getting ready to pull up again. Oh, yeah, this is going to be kill number 5. What? Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, bounced. I moduled him. I'm like, wait, no, who's shooting me? What's going on? I got all these tanks over there, but somebody's shooting me from the field. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a T1 Heavy sitting in the middle of the field there, and he sniped me. And there I am saying, wow, on the board. Not that our team could have done anything. He was just out, and I was in the wrong spot. So I got aggressive with it. I was the second to top tank. I feel like I had a right to get aggressive with it, but, just the battle didn't turn my way, and there just happened to be somebody out there in the field that had a good shot on me, and Dang it. Here I'm telling our team, you guys better get your butts over there. So that brings this video to an end. I'm going to show you the results from this battle, and then we'll get out of here. All right, so this is what I would consider. This is what I would consider an average good game. Sometimes you have better, but in general, it seems like the good game is going to go 3 or 4 kills. You're going to do a lot of damage, which I did. I was doing a lot of corporal damage there. You may or may not survive. And I was a top tank. So you can see here, without premium, I made 22,000. I would have made 38,000 with premium, which means this score probably would have been 50. So, and then it comes down, of course, you lose money for modules and stuff that you spend. And ammo's kind of expensive on this tank too. Let's look at the team score. Yeah, the Hellcat outdid me. And I was not the top scorer either as far as experience goes. We had the T1 Heavy was ahead of me. Who else? So I was second in experience and also second in damage. Right? Yeah. So that's not bad. You know, I mean, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so once again, you saw I didn't really get aggressive in that battle until it started winding down. And I kind of needed to get where I could hit stuff. That's where, there we go. There's our 8 shots, 8 penetrations. There you go. 100%. Took 4 hits. Did, I guess, bounce 1 shot maybe, or maybe they consider that part of it when you get hit. 5 vehicles damaged, 4 destroyed. Great game. Really a great game for me. But just to point this out again, there's a difference between camping and actually performing. And you with a tank destroyer like this, especially these box style tank destroyers, the Soviets have them, the Germans have them, the Americans have some. You're going to start the battle off, I don't want to say camping. You need to get yourself into a position where you can hit things, but you're not going to be the frontline tank. Then as the battle progresses, see what goes on. You may need to move to get into a position where you can fire, but don't stay at the base. There's camping and then there's camping. If you're playing a tank destroyer right, you're going to hang back a little bit, and then when you have to move, you move. But in general, you try to let them come to you. But you need to have targets. If you don't have any targets, you need to move to a position where you do have targets. Don't just sit there and wait for people. So I hope that helps. And I hope that was kind of helpful on how to play the Dicker Max. Once again, it's a great tank. It makes a decent amount of money. It's fun to play. It's fairly easy tiering since you see 6 and 7, I think. Let me check real quick here. Hang on. I apologize. It does see 8. So it does not have preferential matchmaking. It will see 6, 7, and 8. But yeah, it's a fun tank. So go out there. I hope this little tutorial helped for those of you that are struggling with the Dicker Max. And you can see somebody play it. Once again, the crew is a big difference. And I wanted to point that out too, by the way. This makes a big difference. So I have, 98% on 3 of the guys. They have pretty good camo. These guys came from my Jag Tiger 88. So camo was not the top thing that I trained. But now I am starting to train them all on camo. But also, Sixth Sense is very important. And as my camo gets better, of course, I'll do better in this tank. This tank really relies on camo. So if you're doing strictly a Dicker Max, then you might want to do camo as your first perk and then work on some of these other perks. But anyway, have a great afternoon and enjoy this video. Talk to you soon. Keep tanking. Oh, yeah, and subscribe. I always forget. Subscribe. Ding, ding.